Top tips on getting a VA loan accepted on an offer. I'm Andrew Paul, branch manager with Benchmark Mortgage. I want to discuss a couple quick tips and strategies on getting an offer accepted on a house you want to buy when using your VA loan. Well, first of all, why would I need to put a video together on top tips on getting a VA offer accepted? Well, have you ever been told that it's harder to get a VA offer accepted? That sellers might consider a conventional loan instead of a VA loan with offers on their house? I've heard that. I've had agents tell me that. And that's very frustrating for me. It's also insulting to me as a veteran and as a lender. The idea that we would treat veterans in VA loans as second-class citizens to a conventional offer is very frustrating to me. But that prejudice does exist. Not for everybody. Some of it comes from the way VA loans were done years ago. They took a long time to close, and even to this day, there are a lot of lenders who don't do VA loans very well. They end up delaying closing, closing late, not doing the pre-approvals properly, and the loans sometimes fall out of escrow because the lender didn't know what they were doing. And then, of course, they like to blame the VA because the VA isn't there to defend themselves. All that combined has, in some cases, built this prejudice that VA loans sometimes don't close or don't close on time and things like that. So how can you, as a veteran, write an offer using your VA loans and have the best shot at a seller considering your offer? Well, here are my top tips. First of all, get pre-approved with a reputable lender who has a reputation for doing an accurate pre-approval and a history of closing on time. Work with a lender who is good at communicating, who will communicate with the seller and a listing agent on your behalf. So if you're working with me, for example, once we've got you completely pre-approved and you're ready to write offers, when you start writing offers, call me and my team with the name of the listing agent and their phone number as well as the property address. I will personally make a phone call to that agent, letting them know how well you are, how well qualified you are, and the fact that we can close on time or early. This communicates a couple of things to that seller. One, that you're working with a lender who communicates. There's a lot of moving parts when doing a loan and closing and buying a house. They'd like to know that whoever you're working with is going to be there when issues come up. There's someone who's an active communicator. Second thing is I'm able to communicate our competence as a lender, that we've properly pre-approved you and that this loan has a very small chance, if any at all, of falling out of escrow. And the third tip is just write the offer in a clean way. A lot of times you need to get a seller contribution when using a VA loan. It's not always required, but a lot of times when using a VA loan you want to get a contribution or a credit from the seller. There are very specific ways to write that in a way that the seller understands what their risk is, what their outlay is. So for example, don't ever write an offer and ask for the seller to pay 3% or a percentage of the closing costs. Make it simple for the seller. Don't make them do math. When the negotiations are going back and forth with the purchase price and they're having to calculate a percentage of what they're going to credit back to you for closing costs, that's just too hard. Always use a fixed dollar amount in very clear language that articulates that this is the maximum exposure that the seller will have. Please give me a call. I'm happy to help you and really see to it that your offer gets accepted when using your VA loan. As a veteran, I want to see you maximize that benefit, and I look forward to working with you.